So today is summer solstice, and summer solstice is such a powerful day because you get to celebrate the light. And you know me, I'm going to talk about the inner light. I'm going to talk about the light that is your light being, your effulgent self, your inner light, the light that is the light that lighteth up every man, woman, and child who cometh into this world. That light is your true identity. Glenn, yes, good. Okay, Glenn, happy Father's Day. I'm so glad you let us know. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's two Glens, Kim and Glenn Gordon and Teresa and Glenn James. Well, I say happy Father's Day to all of the dads and all of the moms who are Father's Day celebrants too, because there's plenty of moms who cover the mother-father place. Yeah, they wear the hood of father. So I say happy Father's Day to everyone and welcome to this beautiful, beautiful Sunday service. Let me know what is happening for you. What is alive within you this day as we come here on this beautiful solstice that celebrates the life, celebrates this beautiful time where the light is so strong. This is very true. I always say that. I used to jokingly say that because the Million Mamas movement is something that came through me from a vision from God moving across my heart. I always say you cannot be a mama without a papa. But there is this, there's something about, something more than biology, right? There's something about somebody being with a child and really nurturing them and supporting them and helping them. Years and years ago, they used to say that moms teach children how to love and dads teach children how to live. And I don't know that that's actually accurate. I don't know who said that, probably a mother, maybe a single mom, I don't know. But I find that it's both. It's both and. We have this, there's a reason that there's a mom and a dad. And just leave that. I'll just leave that there. And the benefit of having a dad in your life. I had a great dad. I had such a great dad. And my husband is a wonderful dad to our child. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for that. And I I've had some, father figures. So yeah, kind sons and supportive. Yeah, absolutely. So these moments that happen, I really believe they're opportunities that are designated Dolly Papa. Don't laugh. Okay, you ready, Teresa and Glenn? So years ago, I used to teach a program called the Dolly Mama, and I had started a blog post called the Dolly Mama Chronicles. And it was Dolly Mama and Dolly Dada, Dolly Mama, Dolly Papa. So absolutely. And actually, when I worked with my very, very first business coaches, this couple, and I did my presentation, this man came up to me and suggested that I work with dads that were starting over because he was very moved by what I was sharing about how to be with your children. And I extend that to how to be with your inner children. So lots of connections going on, lots of, lining up, lights lining. So, the whole idea of being a person of love, a person of peace, especially at this particular time, and I was listening to something, and this particular period is about revelation and revolution. So, and of course, it's about consciousness. We may see evidence of revolution, but to have a really lasting impact on our world and our relationships, it requires a revolution of consciousness, a letting go of the layers of protection that show up as defenses in relationships, and a surrendering, a letting go of those defenses so that we can meet each other heart to heart, and then also have the discernment as to who we let into our heart, right? It's not, we just don't walk around necessarily inviting everybody in, right? We get to decide who we let into our heart, who we're going to open our heart to as we move through all of the vicissitudes of life. That's why what's so powerful is yes, absolutely. What's powerful about what we're doing here and the way in which we pray is that we begin with gratitude. We enter into this field of prayer through the portal of gratitude. And when we intentionally focus our awareness on that which we are grateful for, we have more to be grateful for. It's not doing to get something. It is opening up to let something happen. Beautiful. That's wonderful, Kim. And so the more that we can pause, the more that we can honor the divine nature of our beings, that we are these beautiful, finely tuned electromagnetic beings that are here to reveal, to reflect the beauty, the love, the talents, the gifts that are implanted within us, the more our worlds open up, the more each and everyone becomes a possibilitarian, somebody who's carrying the frequency. Somebody's got to carry the frequency. Somebody's got to do it if we are going to have a shift in the world, right? Yeah, it's about saying yes. And the thank you, Carly. And the fine print of that is it's a responsibility. It is a spiritual responsibility. When you say yes to being a beneficial presence on the planet, when you say yes to being more love, more peace, more grace, more beauty, more generosity, more harmony, there's a commitment there. It's not just something that flies out into the ethers and you're like, okay, fine. Well, I said I wanted to be that now, but right now I don't want to be that. Because life reflects back to you. And it's not about being scared. It's not about being hypervigilant. It's not about, I remember, does anybody remember back in the day, I think it was Silva method or some practice where if you said something.
Silva mind control.
Okay, thank you. Oops, I just muted myself. If you said something negative, you went, cancel, cancel. Because people were so superstitious because they didn't really understand the spiritual nature of things. Now, granted, your life is in your mouth. The words that you speak, what you are claiming, the things that you say about other people, the things that you say about yourself, especially in those moments when nobody is around, right? How you talk about other people, if you're kind, caring, if you show up, if your words and your actions match. One of the things, there's a couple of things that my dad used to say to me all the time. And he would say, watch what people do, not what they say. Because people say a lot of things. Do they follow it up? Do they support it with actions that are in alignment? Are they, and he used to say, your word is your bond. Your word is your bond. And all of these, these are old school teachings, but they all mean so much. They all mean the same thing. Be mindful of what you're speaking and what you're saying to yourself. Be kind. Be kind. You can always be kind. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't put yourself in situations that might not be the best for you. And love, love yourself, love others. Spiritual principle. If you reduce all of the spiritual teachings, all of the spiritual philosophies, religions, absolutely, if you reduce them, if you distill them down, they're all the same. Love, grace, kindness, generosity, harmony, beauty, joy, practices, forgiveness, contemplation, prayer, right? We do not need to fight over religion. We do not know, nobody, absolutely nobody has a monopoly on God. It just is not even a thing, right? There's many ways to the mountaintop, and we all get to, it's an invitation. You've heard me say this probably years now, right? It's an invitation. Everything is a choice. You get to choose. You know, it's so interesting you say that, Robin, because I spend time in contemplation about the whole choice for war. And I feel like it is a sign. It's a sign of people that feel desperate. It's an act of people that can't hear other people, that they feel like the only way that peace can be had is with war or bombing. And we're living, I mean, especially now we're in a couple of wars, but nobody knows. And that whole thing. And the greatest war that we can have is the war with ourselves. So if we want to change the world, first we have to begin within. First we have to not be at war with ourselves. We have to find ways to appreciate ourselves and to hold on to what we know to be true about spiritual principle, about, because when I'm sharing things with you, I'm sharing spiritual universal principle, right? Universal principles are like gravity. No matter who's in the White House, no matter who's trending, SpaceX, all the other ones, gravity is still gravity. Love is still love. Grace is still grace. So harmony is still harmony. Generosity is still generosity. Kindness is still kindness. These are universal divine principles. And when we set an intention, right? I love to work with intention, a short affirmative statement of where we want to send our awareness, what we want to place our attention on. We can come back to it again and again and again for those moments when we fall, for those moments when we stumble. Just like, you've heard Howard Thurman talk about in Let Me Be More Loving in My Heart, right? The most exquisite call to action. Let me be more loving in my heart, which I am looking for right now, but I am not seeing. So we have this opportunity right now, the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the Father's Day. We're moving into the summer, all of these things. It's a perfect cosmic soup to pull our attention away from everything that's showing up that's disturbing. Because the thing about what's disturbing is it disturbs each and every person. So what do? What's the antidote? You take care of your consciousness. Because a person who is regulated is going to be a more effective humanitarian, activist, human, parent, grandparent, artist. Somebody who's not regulated is going to be operating from their hindbrain from the survival brain, and it's going to be, let me give as good as I got. Let me not feel my feelings. Let me gloss over everything. Let me get ahead. Let me strive, and one of the things that I want so much for everybody that's here, and anybody that I ever, cross paths with, is for you to have the power of choice, the power of conscious choice, the power of seeing what's in front of you and knowing that there's more, right? Seeing beyond appearances, remembering that the light of the divine is at the center of your being, that nobody holds your light for you. I mean, light, summer solstice, right? One of the most powerful days of the year. You get to reflect on your own inner light. You get to remember as you move through all of these different seasons that shiitake is going to happen. It is happening. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be pulled under it like a tsunami and surrender your own consciousness to external things? Or are you going to stand rooted? We shall not be moved. In good, I trust. Are we going to stand rooted and go, yeah, I don't like that. Or that's awesome. I love that. More of that, please. And remember, that there's an old, I remember hearing this so many years ago, when all the good stuff starts happening, what do you say? Thank you. More, please. That's it, being open and receptive, being willing to have a new experience, to have a new perspective, to see things differently, to not get caught lockstep, to be open and available to inspiration, in spiritos, the inspiration, and theos, in spirit, to fill you up from the inside out so you can go forth and create a life that is fulfilling for you. Sound like a plan? Great. Just a few people want that. I'm seeing just a few people. Thumbs up, right? So that thank you for that, because that's the only, that's what life is about. You are not here to suffer. There was nobody that has been incarnated that it's like, okay, life is tough and then I'm going to die. Like, yeah, let me see how I can navigate it. There are things that are going to happen in life that may be difficult. That is absolutely part of the human path. That's why you have love songs and movies and books and all that. Absolutely, Joanne, right? You have things that happen. That's just the way it is. Nobody knows another soul's journey, really. But we can stand in a place of groundedness, at a place of receptivity, and hold that in our heart, mind, to anchor that in our consciousness. And it's a frequency, right? You've heard me talk about this for a long time as well. Everything in this universe vibrates to a particular frequency. Everything created in love, from love. But then there's different levels, right? So when we can absolutely be mindful, FULL, of the opportunities and the invitation, thank you, Carly, that is before each and every person. It is a gift. You have this gift within you. You have this ability to navigate these times with more discernment, with more joy, with more curiosity. Curiosity is one of the greatest habits to cultivate, because lack of curiosity is what causes so many people to get into fights with people. Or to make determinations, to make judgments, right? Instead of getting curious, like, oh, I noticed that, or I'm seeing that. What's that about? Or they're saying that. And then you get to look at it and think, wow, okay. Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Or I love that. That's for me. No, but if you don't have your own independent thinking, if you aren't willing to navigate these times with discernment, then you could get caught by the wave. You could. So this is spiritual surfing, an invitation for you to spiritually surf these times. You bet. My pleasure. My pleasure. I want that for you. Freedom is such a high value. Honesty and freedom to me are just like the highest values. And that allows when each person, and I would say choice, when each person has the opportunity to make a choice based on, yeah, I love that, based on heightened awareness, based on, raising your consciousness, you have freedom to make a choice, freedom to say, yeah, I'm going somewhere else. I'm doing this. We're doing that. This is great for me. This is not. So even in what seems like the darkest of times, I know that opportunity is there. And we can't get there by thinking our way through it. We get there by opening to it. We get there by sitting in the stillness, by having those moments in the stillness where we just allow ourselves to decompress. We allow all of that to fall off of us, the thoughts, the opinions, the judgments, the dust and grit of the journey. I use this like windshield wipers, right? But if we're always busy, we're busy, 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 we're listening to something, we're talking to people, we're running around, we're not breathing, then we don't have our right mind. We're not in our right mind. We're not in fit spiritual condition. And there's a solution. There's a solution. We get still. We pause. We breathe. We walk. We sit. We do what we can. We move. We eat well. We drink clean water. We hang out with people that have high conversations. And things shift. Things move, things evolve. So as we move through this next period from now until December, I'm going to keep reminding you that you have choice. I'm going to keep being that human reminder that you have an opportunity, which is an invitation. Every opportunity is an invitation. We get to determine what's right for us. Nobody determines that for us. We have minds. We have been given minds, right? I think of Dr. Seuss, all the things we can do, all the places we'll go. We have, feet in our shoes and, hair, but it's true. Nobody gets to hold your mind prison. You get to turn the gate. You turn the key and open the gate. Even if you're sitting with a bunch of naysayers that keep telling you you're crazy, you're wrong, the truth is always the truth. It does not change. People's perceptions of truth change. People's interpretations of truth change. But eternal truth does not change. And that's what I offer to you. And I'm going to send you, I have a little invitation to do something for the solstice, to set intentions for now through December, a reflection to declutter your headspace as well as your physical space, because it is a metaphysical truth that if your space is cluttered, so is your mind. And when you start to let go of the clutter, you open up to receive more things that are in aligned with where you are. So, are you game? Are you game to do this? Great. Okay, so I'll email that to you. You're going to clear space. You're going to write intentions. You're going to do a symbolic release. So, yes, beautiful. Everybody gets to choose. I I I don't do well with clutter. I know that about myself, but you do what you can. So, here's something I want to read to you from uh, from our teacher, Dr. Thurman. It's called Magic All Around Us. And this is his quote: I seek new levels of awareness of the meaning of the commonplace. And it goes, it is easy for me to take things for granted and to deal with them without sensitiveness. When have you noticed the color in the sky? When have you looked at the shape and place of a tree? What about the light in the eyes of your friend when they smile? The gracious manner that your child has in meeting people at the door? The moving insight and the power of the words of a hymn, the music of which you enjoy? The renewal of mind and body after a night of restful sleep? The way the cut in your finger healed, leaving scarcely a trace of the opening? The spontaneous response which overcomes you when you are face to face with some poignant human need? The times when deep within your heart you whisper a thank you to life, to God, or as you may say, to the fates. There's magic all around us, in the rocks and trees, and in the minds of humans, deep hidden springs of magic. They who strike the rock aright may find them where they will. I seek new levels of awareness of the meaning of the commonplace. So I invite you to ready yourself for our prayer. If there's a prayer request, feel free to place it in the chat. If you would like to do that, I'll give you just a couple seconds to put it in the chat if there's something you would like prayer for or you're holding something in prayer. I'm looking to see. Great. Lovely. Absolutely. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, happy birthday, Vivian. Love that. All right. So first we're going to pause for a moment and just sit in the stillness. Yes. Beautiful. Love that. So let's just exhale and allow the outer eye to close. And take a long, slow inhalation through your nose if you are able to. Feeling this breath rising all the way up to the top of the breath and holding it. And exhale. Another breath in through your nose. Holding that breath and slowly exhaling, pressing your navel against your spine. And one more time, breathing in this rhythm, breathing in through your nose. And allowing that breath to rise all the way up, up, up to the tippy, tippy top of the breath, the apex, holding it there. And slowly exhale. Bringing your awareness to your heart, allowing everything that has come before this present moment to simply fall away, to fade into good, to fade into God. Sitting in your heart for just a few seconds, allowing gratitude to rise up in your awareness. Gratitude for the breath, for your ability to move, for your ability to see, sense, hear, chew, swallow, for your home. Just allow gratitude to fill your heart. And let's move into prayer. So grateful for the breath that is breathing my lungs. Grateful for this presence that is beating my heart. Grateful for the air, the seas, the skies. Grateful for my dog and my family and each and every person here. Grateful for this prayer circle. Grateful for Zoom, the right use of technology. Grateful for that which is seeking expression through me and each and every person here. Recognizing that this divine presence that is called many names in many different languages, and even by those who cannot speak or hear, it is present, for it is omnipresent, omniactive, omniscient, and omnipotent. It is everywhere in its fullness, indwelling, surrounding, permeating, saturating everything, everyone, everywhere, simultaneously. There is no limit to God. It is everywhere simultaneously. It cannot be contained. It is the all and all. It is my source. For I live, move, and have my beingness in this presence that is never, ever absent, one with the one. And as I know this to be the truth of my life, I know that this too is the truth for each and every person here and within earshot of this prayer being spoken. Right where each and everyone is, this presence is. Living them, loving them, breathing their lungs, beating their hearts. And in this unified field of love, without condition, in this field of oneness, not sameness. It is my joy, my honor to speak this word, blessing each and every person who has said yes to being here this day, who has ever been here in this prayer circle, or who will ever be coming into this prayer circle, that the vibratory frequency of each and all of us joining together in a united state of consciousness just ripples out into the ethers of this multidimensional world and touches those around the world who may not know why they are feeling a certain upliftment in their spirits. Something is touching them, and it emanates from each and all of us joining together in this united state of consciousness. And so it is in and from this awareness of the allness and the fullness and the oneness of this presence that I speak this word, calling forth peace. Peace like a river flowing to, through, and around each and every person. Peace in the world, in all of the hot spots, especially in the hot spots. I'm calling forth peace beyond appearances, having its way, shifting those people in places of decision making into an awareness of the sacredness of life, into the awareness of the sacredness of harmony and peace, and that those who resist, those who continue to invoke and evoke violence in all of its forms just dissolves. It just dissolves, it returns to native nothingness. And in its place are the scaffolding, is the scaffolding of a world, a new world, where the pillars truly are kindness, consideration, graciousness, grace, harmony, love, generosity, beauty, creativity, prosperity, abundance, vibrant, robust health, regeneration, honoring, honoring Mother Earth and all of her creatures, honoring each other. This is the vision for the world that works for each and every person, and the dissolution and the deconstruction of that which does not. Blessing all of the souls that have come forth to be part of this evolution that is happening, this evolutionary time in the world. Blessing each and every person who is in any position of leadership in the United States or anywhere else, calling forth an awakening within their hearts and minds right here and right now that begins to be, even if it's like a mustard seed, just lodged within them for a new way, a new day, a new vision, heart opening, mind expanding. I'm calling forth peace of mind for anyone who is moving through any kind of condition, themselves or holding anyone in their heart, sons, aunts, children, themselves, friends, family, celebrating each and every person who is moving through another year of life, another year of life in this side of the veil, blessing them, calling forth thriving, releasing the attachment to surviving and survival consciousness, stepping forward with courage, whole heart, into living, fulfilling, living with an open, expectant heart for good and more good coming to them, coming from them, and going from them. Comes to them, goes from them. And this law of circulation in, through, and as each and every person, being a conduit, being a place that people can feel safe with, that they hold this love in their hearts, their minds, their bodies, their spirits, that they are willing to be more of themselves, especially at this particular time during the solstice. What are they willing to declare? What are they willing to shine the light on within themselves and others? I'm calling forth abundance, prosperity, robust health. I'm calling forth grace and generosity. I'm calling forth joy and beauty. I'm calling forth companionship and fun. I'm calling forth beauty and wonderment. I'm calling forth the opportunity to live like a child, not childish, childlike, with awe and wonder and curiosity, calling forth healings for anyone, with themselves, with their relatives, with their partners, with their families, with friends, calling forth a healing. I'm calling forth revelations, revelations of truth and wonder and beauty and marvelousness that lead to a revolution of consciousness. I'm calling forth safe homes. I'm calling forth plentiful foods. I'm calling forth the ability to live in a field of plenitude, to release living in scarcity and open up to living in abundance and prosperity, to live in that field of plenitude, that field of gratitude. Absolutely knowing that each and every person here is a magnet for more good, more God, more love, more peace, more grace, more health, more vitality, vibrancy, more beauty. Mm. And so if there is anyone and anything, we bless Vivian and her birthday, we bless Julie's aunt, we bless um, the children, we bless the visiting, we bless the fathers, we bless the mothers, the aunties, the cousins, the grandmothers, we bless it all, each and every person, each and every person, calling forth longevity, calling forth wellness, calling forth vision, ever reminding that each and every person is a blessing unto this world and that they get to live in that field of good. And so just pausing, bringing into the field anyone or anything you are holding, including yourself. You can say their name. You can see them whole, see yourself vibrant. And so in whatever way you close your prayer, in whatever way you honor what is holy for you. Speak that out. In the name of all that is holy, in the name of all love, in the name of God, in the name of good, in the name of all peace, in the name of health and wholeness, in the name of of more health, maha, and more happening, in the name of all that is gracious and beautiful and wonderful. For those that care, for those that are so committed to this world that works for everyone, where there is health and vitality and grace and justice and equality. Holding that. And so, with an open and grateful heart, I simply allow this word to be, knowing it is done, knowing it is so. I say, Amen. Ashe, Aho. It is done. And so it is. Right, friends, you are able to unmute. You are so good to be with you.
Yeah. I have a request.
Let me pause the recording. Be with you, and I will see you next week.